Hey friends, welcome to the square spiral garden. There's a little tiny bee on my cosmos. The cosmos have finally bloomed. I remembered them blooming earlier in the year. I think there might be a little jumping spider on this one looking to catch him a bee. Everything seems to have been delayed this year. We had drought early on, and that's gonna just slow down any season. Not that the garden looks very slow. Here's another cosmos. Still haven't moved this guy. Nope, it might just be a permanent fixture now. More cosmos. There's my mullein. It's about 3.5 feet, 4 feet high. The chicory has died back. So I guess it reached the end of its season. It was blooming quite a lot, and now it's all dried up. I have continued to be a very lazy gardener, as you can tell by the Bermuda grass going to seed. It's been extremely dry. I have filled the wee pond a couple of times, and it just keeps receding. The mint really enjoys growing in there, and we've not had any problems with mosquitoes. I don't know if there's something living in there that eats them or if it's too boggy for them. Or maybe the mint is an anathema. Wouldn't that be lovely? The transplanted canna lilies are doing nicely. Apple's doing okay. It definitely got some damage from the cicadas. I think we had the 13-year cicadas. You can see some of the damage to the bark, but it doesn't seem to have affected the tree overall. It'll recover just fine, you know, and then in another 13 or 17 years we'll have more cicadas. The annual cicadas are out right now. Oh, there's our little flower. I love these. Cosmos gets very invasive. It is all over the garden, and I end up pulling up a lot of them, but they are such beautiful. I love the color. They're such beautiful flowers. The foliage is pretty. It's this lovely ferny looking. So I've left the sunchokes uncovered, and you can see the deer have come and noshed on them again, but not as bad as they had early in the season. I might be speaking too soon. But the fun thing is, I dug some a pit for compost here, and there were several tubers right at the base. So those are in the kitchen now, and hopefully they can turn into food soon. We have lost several of them. I should probably pull that out. But for the most part, they're doing really well. And they're very hungry plants. They need a lot of nutrition, so I'm going to be continuing to bury compost in here. And it just seems to be the perfect combination, because you dig a hole to put the compost in and you get tubers out. See, there's another one that didn't make it. This guy right here. I can see it. Doesn't necessarily mean you can see it on the camera. Still trees growing in the garden. I won't be able to dig this one out. I'm planning on digging out a lot of them, but what I'm using them for now is free leaf mulch. It's very easy to just strip the leaves. All you gotta do is just pinch and drag a handful of leaves. I have hopes that next year I have to turn over all the soil, and that should bury the black rot that's been affecting my grapes. This guy made a comeback after getting chomped. This is foxtail grass, which is wild millet. I've picked some of them. I'm planning on trying to feed them to my bird. So here's the pokeweed. We've got several pokeweed plants this year. The last couple of years we've just had the one main pokeweed. I don't know if I will allow that to continue. I really just need one or two, but in spring, next spring, this will be nice because I'll have a lot of poke, and then I'll probably selectively pull some out. And they are bird food, you know. It's a very important source of food for birds. We like the burbs. It's been really, really dry. Bottle marking the maple tree I'm going to move. Another bottle marking an oak tree I'm going to try to move. Now here's the one thing I've been taking care of is the watermelon. But although we've had flowers, I've been watering them about 3 times a week. And although we've got flowers, we have not seen any fruit. This is a different kind of watermelon than what I planted in the years past, and it doesn't seem to be doing any better for me. So I feel discouraged there. So let's go look at something else again. Free leaf mulch. Here's my crepe myrtle. Truth is, I love crepe myrtle, and I might just let this guy keep growing and then cut them back every couple of years when it gets tall, instead of just fighting it tooth and nail. Just let it grow a little bit. Asparagus doing really nicely. Next year, I think we'll be able to harvest. Here's our purple crepe myrtle covered by the wild grapevine. I am gonna try to fight that grapevine. It's helped tear this down, and it tries to get onto the house. It interferes with the flowering shrubs, and you can see it's already grabbed my asparagus. So yeah, I need to get out here with clippers. There's a lot of trees that grow around here also that I need to cut down. I know, I just said I was not going to cut them down. Still fighting this stuff. This is, I believe, the bush clover. Extremely invasive, extremely. Here's another asparagus. Another one. Let's see. Oh yeah, I haven't checked on this guy in a while. This is my raspberry that had been doing very poorly. It's just barely survived for like 4 years at least. And I finally was like, wait a minute, it's a rose relative. Maybe it would like some coffee. So I've been feeding it coffee grounds. Another one. Oh, this guy didn't make it. Oh wait, no, look, it came back. So this one died back. That is not asparagus. This is asparagus. Brown-eyed Susans, one of my very favorite flowers. Black-eyed Susan, brown-eyed Susan, they're very close related. The brown-eyed Susans are just small, wild. Yeah, I have not watered anything but the watermelons in a couple weeks, and it's been extremely dry. But you know what? The asparagus doesn't seem to mind the dry. I thought it was very much a water hog, but it's doing great. Here's another invasive thing. It's the Chinese princess tree. It's the second lightest wood in the world. Balsa is the only one that's lighter. It's extremely invasive, and I keep cutting it down. It keeps coming back. I keep cutting it down. Oh, look. Look at my milkweed. It's got a little ladybug on it. Hazelnut. This one's not the one that's fruited this year, although it had a lot. Oh no, it has got a couple of nuts on it. It had a lot of catkins and then did not grow nuts. Except I do see one up top. Right up there. So, yeah. Also got some damage from the cicadas. And this broke, but this is broken probably more because of the drought than the cicada. And this one probably will recover. So, yeah, it's the drought that's really hard on the trees. The bugs they're accustomed to. Sunflowers, all gone. All the sunflowers are gone. I think the deer ate them, like my cat is now eating some old cardboard. You goofball. Mariposa. Posa. Yeah, she pays real close attention. This is where I've moved the mugwort. Yeah, look at this. You can see the deer footprints. Yeah, the deer destroyed my sunflowers. I was not consistent with putting urine water around. I did it a few times and that kept them at bay for a while. But maybe we'll get the fence up this coming year. Yeah, see that Chinese princess tree has thrown seeds all over our yard. We took it down a couple of years ago and it's just proliferated. I have cut those down already twice this year. And they come right back and they're enormous. Oh gosh, there's one by the pear tree as well. Yeah, I've got to replace my other pear tree. I think you're supposed to have 2 of them to cross-pollinate. Anyway, this is where I moved the mugwort. So we'll have a mugwort patch here in the future. I don't know if that's a deterrent at all. Probably not. Ugh. See, this is why I make videos. To force myself to pull up weeds. You can see how dry it is though out here. Oh, there's a cedar. I wonder if I can transplant cedar. Rip, rip, rip. So here's the other, this is the baby hazelnut, and we've got some baby elderberry. Another baby elderberry. This one actually fruited this year. So I actually harvested fruit from it. I think it's 2 years old. They just send out roots to grow new ones. Yeah, look how drought stricken this guy is. I don't think we're due rain for another week either. Again, the cosmos does not seem to mind the drought. Neither does the mugwort. So I pulled up all the mugwort a while back, and of course it's growing back. I knew it was going to do that. Here's my hazelnut that has fruited out this year, so we're looking forward to maybe getting some hazelnuts. I'm certain we will have to fight the squirrels for it. Golly, I really have been lax. But it's hard to get enthusiastic about weeding when it's so dry, because you know it's just not going to be easy. So this is the experiment. I tried to take out this tree by stripping the bark, and it worked on the tree itself, but of course the roots immediately came back. So this is mulberry, and the mulberry grove that we've got has produced this year. It produced on the 2nd year. I was really impressed. It's a very fast growing and very plentiful source of fruit. They're extremely soft, so and numerous, so what you do is you spread a sheet out underneath it and then just shake the tree and the fruit falls off. Here's my salvia. Here's another source of mulch. I think this is the, what do you call it? This is the sumac. Now my fingers are sticky. Yeah, this is very beautiful, but very hazardous in the garden. It chokes anything it grows on. Yeah, the salvia is blooming. Another one that doesn't mind the drought. Now, I've seen some friends who've had great success with their elephant ears. Mine are just surviving. I think they want a lot more water than they're getting. Oh, the mugwort. I guess I'll get a second mugwort harvest out here. I used it in a little fire pit when I was sitting and reading, and it was really good for keeping the bugs at bay. So the strawberry patch has almost no strawberries in it, and I've noticed that the strawberries, they like to wander. I'm wondering if maybe that's just what I ought to let them do. Wander like I do mint, you know, just let it wander around. That's how it wants to grow. Maybe that's how it'll thrive. I always figured I could just retrain it to grow here, and it does not want to do that. Here's my mint. There's another bush clover. So yeah, this was my original strawberry, and then let them grow out. And this year we have a volunteer tomato. Got a avocado that came out of the compost, grew from a pit in the compost. Here's a tomato plant that I did plant. They're little yellow pear, very cute, very tiny. I've not been bothering to water. I didn't necessarily want to grow tomatoes. These were given to me, and so I waffled. It's like, do I give them away or do I plant them? And then I didn't manage to give them away. So I planted them and have gotten a couple cute little tomatoes off of it. It's really very nice. But yeah, look how dry everything is. So this is, I'm certain now, this is dock. And look how lush it is. I have not been watering this. It's just doing great. Unfortunately, so is the crabgrass. And what on earth is that? What is this? What is that? Who are you? Who are you? I'm asking a plant. Hello, who are you? That looks like another avocado. So I'm going to take this structure down. It's not been useful. I might use it in another place. And it makes it very difficult to try to weed in this area because anytime you stand up, you hit your head. I had sticks tied across it, which would have worked really nicely if any of the vines I'd ever planted here had grown. But I've tried to grow peas here and squash here, and none of them have survived. I'm fairly sure that that's the deer or the rabbits or both, just coming in and wiping out the peas. And then of course we've got the squash bugs, so there aren't any squash that survive. But you know, you gotta count on your successes. And we have a little lavender flower here. How lovely is that? Not lavender, rosemary. We've got a little rosemary flower. Rosemary, oh, I love how that smells. You just do this and then you sniff your fingers. Smell. All right. Oregano, I've discovered that fresh oregano in a salad is amazing. So just like I was doing with the trees earlier to get the leaves, you can just strip. It doesn't necessarily work as perfectly, but you get a lot of loose leaves that way. So, good morning from the Square Spiral Garden. I hope y'all have a good day. Be well.